Welcome to foggy Florida. Today's project is to transform Miles's exhaust. We've tried the cutout and it just has not worked well. I've had to go through two different valves and they both broke. I fixed one, that one broke, so I'm done with the cutouts. We bought some couple mufflers that you've probably already seen with that video, so we're going to go ahead and do a cold start, but I'll need to set you guys down over here. Honestly, it doesn't sound too bad. Oh, you got water specks all over you. But most of the noise is really coming up from under here. That's where most of the noise is coming from, just because that brass cover I put on the cutout itself. So, but anywho, we're gonna go do a little drive just so we can get a interior sound for you. See how that sounds. And let's see, my hair is probably going all over ways. Hold on there, man. So anyways, do that and give you kind of a sound of what it sounds like taking off, and then you know, interior sound like highway speeds. Do that really quick and just compare later and see what it does. So we'll see. Yeah, so we'll get on it here in a minute and watch the old traffic. But kind of give you an idea of what it sounds like, you know, throttle response, and then once we get the exhaust all set up, go from there. So we'll go ahead and stab it here. So it sounds pretty good. Make a little noise down there. It's a little noisy, not too bad though. That's about 65, so there's not very much interior resonance right now with this setup, so that's kind of a plus. I'd like to not get too far away from that, but we'll just have to see what it sounds like. Gag, these conditions are terrible, man. I wish you could see how, you might be able to see it from back there. You can barely see that car. Wow. Brakes, we will see. But anyways, we'll talk to you soon once we're underneath Myles' disassembly. Yeah. So, all right. So here's our current setup. Thankfully, we're able to come right back to that hanger, which made it nice and solid, which is really awesome. But we're gonna get rid of this whole assembly and then see about moving the muffler. Let's see here. I should probably try, while this is still together. Oh, I can attach this. I think that's the best way to do it. Sometimes the best way to do it is just to do it. Alright. These do leak a smidge, but for you know, a temporary solution, they are handy. So I'm going to try to reuse this hanger, see if I can just, you know, zip it around, see how well that works. May not work so well in theory, or in reality, but we'll give it a try. Once I get a little bit farther here, I'll come back. Alright, so we moved the wheel off because it'll make it easier to go ahead and cut here and here to remove the tailpipe, because it's just so tight there. Think I'll just waste a lot of time trying to get that all looped out. So, actually I don't really need the shield per se. Get the old trusty dusty, got the headphones on, trusty dusty Harbor Freight saw. And thankfully there's a hanger over there, so this will basically just kind of drop down as soon as we do our cut. So theoretically it should go better. Let's see how it goes. We'll do the opposite side first. Alright, enough camera shaking. So we got that end off. It really helps to spray off these with these hangers with some silicone. Really big help. So I got the other end basically already loose, so we should be able to just move it right out, I would hope. We'll see. Gotta make sure I don't rip my hand out right here. We're close, but he's stubborn. Whoa. Alright, there it is. So there's that one. Oh yeah. That made it easier cutting off that end. Almost. You gotta drop it. Still a little tricky though, because you got this hanger to work around. But there we go. Now my stomach's in the way. It's still tight though. Woo. Might have to move the tire out. We're gonna find out if I made a good decision. There we go. Alright, it's out. Yeah. Yeah, it's out. Alright, so since we're not welding, and since I'm recycling, I'm going to see if I can zip off some of this weld here so we can reuse, because they're stainless steel, so if we can reuse those, that'll be great. So, and worst comes to worst, we'll just cut it right there and see if we can knock it off. It might be a little bit of a waste of time, but we'll give it a try here, and since I've got like 3 of them to work with, and to see what it does. Alright, ready for some noise? Yeah, well, pretty close. And that's preserving the pipe best it can too. There you go. And the pipe's still in good shape. Alright, so comparing the 2 mufflers here, we've got about 20 inches and 24 inches. So big difference in case size, and maybe probably roughly 4.5 inches wide in diameter. And as you very well know, here's the diameter. Look at that hog. The approximate is 12 inches wide. So yeah, I think it's going to make a little bit of a sound difference, if you know what I mean, huh? Alright, so what we've got to figure out here is, and I think long term I'll need to buy some more straight lengths of pipe. So obviously we need to run farther that way. So, and to put our muffler, you know, thereabouts, you know, and fit up close. So how much pipe do we need? That's the question. And which of these angles will be the best? Because we got some extra straight there, so there's some, there we go. That's nice. So that's a good length of straight. That might do it for us right there. I'm just going to play up in the front here and see, for whatever reason, it's kind of loose up there. I think what I really need to do first, though, is look at my over the axle and just make sure we've got that, our pieces figured out for that to make it work. So this, you know, straight whatever, we can basically figure that out. So it's kind of loose for whatever reason, kind of up in that area. So yeah, it's not quite sealing, like obviously it's moving around too much. A flex fitting would probably be better. So, but that's what we got for the moment. So we'll see what we can make work. It's not like you can pull it. I might be able to pull this piece off. Yeah, see, that's just too loose. So we gotta make sure that's adjusted correctly first and go from there. So, all right, I'm gonna work on that. Just make sure we get that our front here tight and go from there. And we'll come back once we're making some progress. All right, so had lunch. Let's give you an update. It's kind of been tricky and time-consuming. Just getting everything kind of lined up. And I still need to make some adjustments, but there's that one. We got a clamp there for that overlap, and then we got it out the side. Now I think we're going to trim some of this pipe off. This pipe right here, we're going to trim that about 1 inch so that this one will slide farther up in there. And then trying to cut it as little as possible for the moment. So we got the muffler planted way in there, so which is roughly like right under here. So that's really not too bad. And being straight through, I don't think it'll be too much of an issue. So just trying to line up some other details right now. But yeah, making progress. Finally got those joints. It needs to be just welded up and maybe a flex connection mounted here with a either a V-band or something, or probably smart, just so you can replace the that connector. But we're pretty close to mounting it up, I hope. So we'll see. We'll see. Might need to raise that up a little bit or lower that pipe, I'm not sure. But that's where we're at so far. Super close to being able to try it. First startup with this setup here. And it still has that little adjustment piece.
Yeah.
So I gotta go all in there and just check tightness and everything. But here, hold that for your reaction.
Yeah. Wow. Sounds nice. I'm liking it. Nice.
What do you think?
That's nice. Cool. Yeah.
Still has some adjustments to make, but
yeah. So. Oh, look at that. There's no exhaust noise right up here.
Exactly. Not right now.
Yeah. That's nice. Yeah.
And we'll probably still need to go get all.
Yeah.
Either weld it myself once I get the welder, or have Chris weld it up and just make sure, maybe switch out some pieces of pipe for longer stretches.
Right.
So, but the muffler ends up being about right there instead of a little bit farther back.
Yeah.
So. But yeah.
Nice.
I was thinking I was able to reuse the old hangers.
Oh yeah.
So there.
Cool.
So at least that gives you some.
Yeah.
Might be a little bit too tight. So we'll see.
Yeah.
But this gives us enough time to work out some of the details before the trip.
Yeah.
On, so.
What's that?
Oh, just some like a coating.
Okay. Sounds good.
All right, so you just saw the video of it running. Here is the monstrosity as it is. Now we've got. Honestly, I know I've got too many clamps. So like I said, this was, how many clamps can we use? Since I don't know how to weld and I don't have a welder. And I didn't want to bug anybody at the moment to weld. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think there's only 8 band clamps on this entire rig. That's funny. Anyways, there's that beautiful Flow FX, and I think I've got it pretty well. The only thing is I think it's a little bit too firm. I don't think it's got enough flex to it, and I think that might be a little bit of a problem. So, and I've still got to tighten up a little bit. Oh, maybe not. Maybe not. I was just. It seems like it needs a flex pipe up in here, and I think that would, if I talk to some people, I think they might mention the same thing. So we're getting ready to do like a day trip here this coming Saturday, so I'm going to bring the wrenches and stuff and make sure I can get up underneath here to tighten it. So, but let me pause it real quick and we'll move to the other end. But everything feels pretty solid. I'll let it cool down and then tighten it back up. Alright, next side. Alright, so there's a look from there. The muffler itself might be a little bit too close, but it didn't sound too bad. Thankfully running, it seemed pretty quiet, so I might try adjusting like this clamp here. I don't know, it looks pretty good. Right up there. It looks like I didn't at first have very much gap here, but it looks like we're good now. This is a little close, but not as bad as it was. So, I need to tighten up all this. And I might try adjusting that some too. Might see if we can push it out a little bit or pull it back depending on where it seems comfortable. So, but we'll make sure. Yeah, I think we got some flex in here. But anywho, so then that's all that needs to be tightened, but it's hanging there, kind of leverage, hanging there by itself. It looks like I need to move my light just a little bit, just so this, because that's definitely rubbing on there. It feels pretty good, but it's definitely rubbing, so cut down some vibration. And I was concerned that if we're running this type of idea would be an issue with this, but we're far enough out. Only thing is, it does kind of look tunerish. So, but hey, it's mine. I did what I wanted with it to look like. So, let's see here. if we adjust, light's pretty solid. Anyways, we're not rubbing up there, but it's definitely rubbing there. I might have to drill that out just a little bit. But yeah, at least we got enough. So we'll see. We will see how this all works. I'm kind of excited. I'm kind of excited. So like I said, a little bit close here, but it's not rubbing. Thankfully, all that stainless, some of the little pieces up front were just some anodized. I didn't want to cut. I have this stretch left. I didn't want to cut that until I know for sure, because obviously longer pieces are better. So I'm going to work on some knick-knack things, put it back together, put it on the ground, and do the official look at it. So that's been fun. I started about 9:30, maybe 10. We're about 4:30, no, 3:30 now. So kind of poking along, but I had time to do it. So that was fun. I'm curious. 2500 didn't sound too bad, but we'll see how the interior resonance sounds for like interstate driving and so forth. So